The girl's body was pierced by a steel fork, but she didn't dare to make a sound, because at this time, a murderer was staring at her below. The girl endured the severe pain and squeezed out the blood from the wound. The blood slowly flowed down the hole. The man saw this and left with peace of mind. The girl's name was Bella. She was knocked unconscious a few hours ago and brought to this sealed room. In addition to Bella, there were many unconscious girls in the room, some of whom had stopped breathing. Bella was in shock when the door suddenly opened and a man walked in and dragged the girl away like an animal. Bella was so nervous that she was sweating profusely and didn't dare to take a breath. Listening to the screams outside, she fell into despair. Suddenly a pair of hands stretched out, and Bella yelled in fright. The woman hurriedly signaled not to make a sound. It turned out that she was also arrested. The woman planned to untie Bella's body, but footsteps were heard from outside again. The woman rolled and got under the bed, and motioned for Bella to continue pretending to be dead. As soon as Bella turned around, the door opened and another girl was dragged outside. Wait for the man to leave. The woman untied Bella. She came in yesterday and had been trapped for a day and a night. The woman took Bella to the door and looked out through the peephole. The two hurriedly hid in the bathroom, but the thin door could not stop the man at all. However, with a scream, the woman was taken outside, and Bella was thrown back into the room. The clever Bella pretended to faint and got through smoothly. But after the man left, Bella quickly got up and looked around carefully. This was a room of only 20 square meters, and any windows were sealed. Bella went to the bathroom unwilling to give up. She tried to open the window, but she didn't expect it to open. Bella was pulled open a crack, and Bella desperately called for help at the window, but there was dead silence outside, and there was no response at all. There was a sudden noise in the room, and Bella nervously came out to check. Among the piles of corpses, she was surprised to find a survivor. In order to delay as much time as possible, Bella blocked the door with a cupboard. The girl's reaction was the same as Bella's before, her eyes full of fear and helplessness. Bella lay in the girl's ear and told what happened. At this time, there was a violent crash outside, and the man came back. After banging on the door, Bella found a vent above her head. She climbed on the table and used all her strength to remove the ventilation fan with her bare hands. Bella lost her balance and fell heavily to the ground. Ignoring the pain, she climbed into the ventilation duct with difficulty. The man was about to break open the door. The girl had no time to escape and was directly dragged down by the man. Listening to the screams below, Bella was filled with despair. Bella kicked the iron bars frantically, hoping to escape outside, but suddenly another fork came and pierced the soles of his feet. She covered her mouth hard, trying not to make a sound, but the man below didn't intend to stop there. As her body was pierced, Bella lost her voice in pain. In order to survive, she endured the severe pain and squeezed out the blood from the wound, and the blood trickled down the loophole. The man left with satisfaction. At this time, Bella in the pipe had become a bloody mess. After the man walked away, Bella struggled to climb back into the room, and the door was still locked tightly. Bella was unwilling to sit still and wait for death, and was determined to get out alive. She simply bandaged the wounds and then piled all the bodies together. Bella knew that only by killing the man could she be free. She made a rope out of sheets and used the rope to lay traps around the room. When the man came back, Bella pulled the rope and pretended to commit suicide. The man was in a hurry to stop him and accidentally triggered a mechanism on the ground. Bella put the knot on his head. The man struggled desperately, but Bella quickly picked up the iron hook that the man had dropped and nailed his hand with a hook. The man was in a dilemma and was tightly trapped by the rope and the hook. Bella stared at the man angrily. Now the time to fight back had finally arrived. She pulled the rope with all her strength. The man struggled for a long time and slowly stopped breathing. Bella lifted the mask. A familiar face appeared under the mask, and he turned out to be her neighbor. At this point, a shocking conspiracy was slowly revealed. In order to stay young forever, the woman actually drank the blood of young girls every day. To ensure a continuous supply of blood, she built a secret room, sent people around to arrest the young girls, and then locked them in the secret room to wait for the blood to be drawn. What's even more frightening is that in order to keep the blood fresh, the captured girls will not be killed directly, but will be left alive to keep it fresh. Many girls survived by chance during this process, and Bella was one of them. Although most of the survivors eventually escaped death, Bella became an exception. She relied on her courage and wisdom to miraculously kill the guard, who was Bella's neighbor. The reason why the old woman Mary was able to succeed repeatedly was because of her huge wealth. Under the temptation of money, every man on the street may become an accomplice. People are used to letting down their vigilance about the people around them, which just gives the bad guys an opportunity. Almost every girl who is kidnapped is victimized by someone around her. Bella's neighbor had just lost his job and was borrowing money from everyone to support his young children. This scene happened to be seen by Mary, who had already been eyeing Bella. Bella usually loves sports. Her blood is fresh and abundant, with high oxygen content, which is exactly what Mary dreamed of. In order to get Bella, Mary threw out bait and led her neighbors into a trap step by step. Seeing that the time was right, Mary sent someone to bring her neighbor to the mansion and directly told her the work content. At this point, the neighbor had no choice but to agree to her request. Before the neighbor left, he asked him, "Aren't you afraid of being caught by the police?" Mary smiled and told her neighbors that she caught dozens of girls every day, but she could only consume half of them herself, and the rest was divided among other customers. As long as these clients were around, she would never get caught. After all, eternal youth is every woman's dream. This film is an adventure film all I need, and Mary's last words are really scary to think about.